Hi guys, welcome to another Classic Arcade Repair. Now today I am working on a um, Nichibutsu 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 Moon Alien. Moon Alien. It looks like a Galaxian board. It's a Galaxian clone. It's got this funky weird connector up here for the power and the inputs. I don't know if you can see that. I've made a quick little harness to get this thing hooked up and everything. And I've got it plugged in and hooked up. It was a really quick, just video, speaker, power. That's all I've done. And I don't have my speaker plugged in actually. Let's do that. Speaker is now plugged in. I've got everything ready to go. So let's turn this thing on. Let's see what we get. See if we get anything. That's a pleasant noise. All right, I gotta unplug the speaker. I can't deal with that. Doesn't look like it's really doing much of anything over there. I'm gonna check power. This is gonna be negative, because I got the negative 4.797, so that's actually 5 volts. I've got the leads reversed. So that's pretty good. 5 volts is good. 96. And we are garbaging out over here. Is that? What is going on over there? Let me grab the camera. Grab the camera. And we got some static garbage over here. It's a little bit too bright, I think. Let me tone that brightness down just a touch. There we go. Yeah, it's just garbage. We have a dirt ball of a board. It's got one broken cap right here. But this thing is a complete dirt ball. So I think first things first, what I want to do is this the same as this? What is this? It is. This is the same little satellite board as this, I think. That's a 74. 74. Can't tell. Can't tell. I'll verify that, but I believe these are the same. This one's obviously different. Moon Alien. First thing I want to do is I want to wash this board. I want to get it cleaned up because it's just too darn dirty. And since we've got just kind of static garbage over there, I'm kind of thinking my first line of defense against this is to check the program. I can dump all of the ROM and just verify that it's actually in MAME. You know, so I'm sure this is something that would have been dumped and put into MAME. So I'll do that. Yeah, is this thing missing a ROM? Is there supposed to be a ROM right here? We might be missing one. I don't know. That plugs into a socket, but so does this. This plugs into a socket too. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and 1, 2. These ones, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to look at the MAME ROM set and see if there's a ROM 7 or something like that. I don't know. But it could be bad program. It could end up being program RAM or something like that. Who knows? But I think that's a good place to start. I want to wash this board up and go from there. So let me, just in a flash, I'll be back, and this thing will be crystal clean, spick and span, and yeah, we'll go from there. And by the way, in case anybody wants to know, these right here, these types of pins that you see sometimes on boards, the perfect match for those are .062 female crimp terminals. .062 fits those perfectly. Just thought I'd pass that along. Yeah, and I believe that I will document these little satellite boards and eventually make some reproductions of them for Moon Alien. And this looks like it's probably a modified Galaxian. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll do these for sure. And yeah, well, maybe I'll do this one too. I've got a Galaxian I can look at, and I'll look at the Galaxian one that I have and see if it's similar or whatever the differences are. I don't know. But it'd be cool to have these things documented. So I will do that for the hobby. Alright, well, I'm stripping this board, and I can tell you right now I found an issue. Yeah, rotten chip. 3 legs broken. 1 folded under, ground. So this thing would never run with this in there. Nope. That's probably the whole problem. Possibly. There's 3 1/38s in these 3 spots. And it was this one. You can see that the leg's still in there. Yeah. This socket's going to have to be replaced. It's got legs stuck in there, so I'll replace that one. These other ones will probably clean up pretty good. I'll inspect them, but I think they'll be alright. So I'll get this thing out of here and replace this. And give it a good cleanup. Yeah, and remove the ROMs out of where they go. And what I was afraid of, these things are very fragile, and these two have broken legs. Each of them has 1 leg broken. Yeah. These ones are okay. But yeah, 2 of them have busted legs. I got everything out now. Nope, no I don't. And 1 more chip there. That's the color prom. So yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll remove the color prom, get this thing cleaned up, and I'm going to go ahead and check these. I'm going to have to replace these. I might be able to solder a leg onto each of them. I'll try that. I'll try to save them, but we'll see. All right, I'll be back. All right, I was able to dump all of these ROMs, and I actually just Frankensteined a leg onto that chip and a leg onto this chip, and the ROMs are all good. I dumped them and they're fine. They are Moon Alien Part 2. That's what it is. So I was able to save these 2 ROMs by just soldering those legs onto them. I got my board cleaned up. Just washed it really good. It's nice and clean. Looks like it's about dry. Yeah. So we can repopulate this thing and give it a shot. I imagine after fixing those ROM legs, we'll probably be in business. We'll see. Okay, got it all back together. Turned on. We're no longer getting that really annoying noise out of the speaker. But it is also not working. It's just flashing doing this. Yeah, some random stuff. It's trying to do something. So we need to, I think the next thing to do is to put the fluke on this thing and do some RAM and ROM checks. Make sure we're reading these good. There's a couple working scratch RAM underneath here. So we'll check those out. And just check that path out. Make sure everything's looking decent. Alright. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, a couple developments. I got the fluke out, and I was using the fluke to do ROM checks. And all of these were good, except for this one. And it turned out it got a broken leg. A leg broke off of it. So I'm going to have to repair that. I actually removed this ROM and put it in this spot. And it's fine. It's not the position or the addressing or anything or the circuitry. It's this ROM broke. So I got to repair another broken leg. No big deal. Okay, I got some chips out. I was doing some on my RAM checks. I can't test the RAMs or anything like this on my fluke tests. The RAMs were no good. So I started doing some probing around on them, and okay, pin 10 is not activating at all. I've got the active signal on pin 10 over here, but pin 8, I'm sorry. Pin 8 was not going low. It was not activating the RAM. So I got my schematic out. This is the Galaxian schematic. Galaxian. And let me see what I'm doing here. I got this part of the schematic here with the two RAMs. And pin 8 was not going low. And pin 8 is connected. And then it goes up to this. I probed 2N. And I could see that both of pins 4 and 5 were high. So the output was high. So that was good. And this is, I'm testing all of this while looping the RAM check on the fluke. So during a loop, it's just going to constantly be activating the RAM, and I'm trying to find out where the chain is breaking down. So both 4 and 5 were high, not pulsing at all. So I know that it's back before that. So I looked here at this 138 and I was like, okay, there's a 138 feeding that and a 138 feeding that. I know the 138s are good. Just for S's and G's, I took 2 new 138s, so I had all 3 138s replaced up right here. So I knew that they were good. I got that in the right way, right? Yeah. Okay. And so I went back further, and these get activated from this 139. So, okay, I started probing pin 4 of the 138s, and it was high all the time. And I noticed it came from pin 5 of this 139, and I probed pin 5 of the 139, and there's a low pulse. And I was like, okay, how is there a low pulse here, yet this is high? So I was like, well, let me look at this. Let me look at this board. I checked continuity. There's no continuity between pin 5 of the 139 and pin 4 of all of these. According to the schematic, there should be continuity. So I checked right here. This is that 139 pin 4. And there's someone hacked that. Now, I don't know if that was done factory or what, but that is definitely hacked. So I think what I want to do is put that back the way it's supposed to be and see what we get. That does not look like a factory hack. I don't know what's up with that, so I'm not digging that. I want to change that back to the way that it's supposed to be and see what we get. Okay, interestingly enough, you remember how pin 3 was actually jumped to pin 4 on here. So that original trace to pin 4 was cut and then it was jumped over to pin 3. Pin 3 is actually gets connected directly to address bit 15 of the CPU. So, interestingly enough, when address bit 15 is a 0, it would be activating these because it was just directly connected over to here, direct address bit 15. So address bit 15 would have to have been 0 for this to be activated. Well, that doesn't really make sense because I was doing address 4000, which address bit 15 would be 0, and that wasn't going low. Huh. How weird. Is that right? Address bit 15? Pin 3, address 15, right here. Pin 3 of the 139, address 15. And then that was not cut. Pin 4 was cut and jumped to pin 3, right? Let me think about this. I'm confusing myself. I'll be right back. Alright, after repairing that trace on the back, and yeah, I mean, the RAM's working now. As far as a Galaxian, now I don't know if this uses a different addressing scheme. I don't know. That I think that's just a mess up by somebody. I'm not exactly sure. I put this ROM in, it still doesn't work right. I'm still getting the same incorrect. Unless it's a different... No, it's not a different ROM. I don't know what's going on with it. It comes up 3D1A or something like that every time. Yeah, 3DA1. I don't know. Anyway, my RAM is not working. I don't know if there's 5,000. Oh, that one actually shows bad. Let's loop. Yeah, it looks like we just got a bad RAM down here, video RAM. Yeah, it's that one. So this video RAM's no good. Okay. So we'll replace that guy. The other RAMs are fine. RAM at 4000, 43FF. That's the 2 scratch RAMs. This RAM's no good. So we'll replace that guy. I got to replace this ROM. You know, I think I will try to just run this thing and see what it does. Plug in the monitor and let's just try to run it. Yeah, it's still just not working right. Still garbage. Oh, I don't have the monitor plugged in, duh. There and there. Yeah, still garbage. It's different garbage. It's a little bit better. So I want to go ahead and replace this chip and this chip and then come back and see what we get. Alright, well after further review, that 3D-A1 that I was getting for that first ROM is actually the correct fluke signature. I had compiled, because MAME does not have 2K files. MAME only has the 1K files. So what I had to do to get these signatures was to put them together and then run them under ROM ident to get a fluke signature. And I did something wrong on that first one and it came up to the wrong signature. So that was my error. I went back through and I redid it and it came up this 3D-A1. So I was like, wow, it was good the whole time. So I just fixed that leg that broke, put it back in there, and it's fine. Well, I put it back in there. I replaced, remember that RAM was bad. So I replaced all of that and put it back together and turned it on, and I just had static garbage on the screen. So I was like, you know what? I mean, that does work for Galaxian when I fixed that one trace that was broke and moved. But being that these are 2K, no, not that shouldn't matter. What's weird is the software and the hardware work differently together on this board to where this does not use the same address scheme as Galaxian. So I put that one trace back to where it was. Remember where it was, and I found a good schematic for this board too. And this board originally in the schematic is made just like a Galaxian with that trace not broke. It goes to the place that it was supposed to go to. Well, it wouldn't work that way. So what I did was I attached that trace to where it was when I found this, when I got this, and put it together, and it works. So this is just a different address scheme than Galaxian. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I got the pinout for this right here. So what I'm going to do is go through and make sure everything works on this, the sound and everything and controls and all that good stuff. Okay. Right, fire, left. Moon Alien 2. Galaxian clone. There you go. That's weird. Is that a free play thing? It's just constantly doing that sound. Huh. I don't know what, is it on free play or is it we have a problem here? Because it's coining, no, it's on free play. I don't know how to turn free play off. Let's try this. No, it is not on free play. That's weird. Oh, it's spelling Moon Alien. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really annoying. I got to figure out what's going on with this. All right. I think it's this 555 timer, which was the problem. And basically all I did was I printed off this part of the schematic, and you can see here it says Convoy Alien Flying Sound. And it's basically those three 555s creating that convoy sound. And I took a 555 and just jumped over every one of them, and when I jumped one over this one, it quieted it down, so I cut it out of the board. So I think I just have to replace this guy. So that's what I'll do, and hopefully that fixes the whole issue. Alright, I've replaced that timer, and now we no longer have constant sound. Yeah. And what we do here is ground this and coin. Okay. Left, right. Yeah. So it's all good to go. I turned the volume way down. Looks good. Sounds good. And it shuts off with no noise after it's done. Yeah. There you go. Good to go. So we cleaned this board up really good. It was filthy dirty. Some of these ROMs had broken legs, and this one broke a leg after I had removed it. This one was not broke. The other two were already broke. Had a bad RAM here. Had a, remember the 138 had broken legs and one of them was folded under. Had a bad 555 timer causing the background convoy sound to continuously go even when the thing was turned off, or not turned off, but the power, or the attract mode. Got one decoupling cap here that was broken, which I'm not even worried about. It doesn't matter. It's just a decoupling cap. It's one. It's one of many. Even on that rail, there's plenty of decoupling on that rail. I'm not worried about this one cap. It doesn't make a difference at all. Yeah, so it's looking good, sounding good. It's all good. Alright guys, thanks for watching another Classic Arcade Repair of Moon Alien Part 2. See you guys on the next one. Bye for now.